What's up, guys? CBU3K here. As you may or may not know, Kingdom Hearts is by far one of my favorite franchises of all time, the first game especially being my personal favorite. It's been awesome seeing the games get official Final Mix HD remakes, or remixes, whatever you want to call them, in these most recent months leading up to Kingdom Hearts 3, finally. Now, I've never been the biggest fan of its direct sequel, Kingdom Hearts 2. So I figured, why not replay it and figure out what issues I had with it? Because you know, sometimes when you play games as a kid, things just seem way more difficult than they actually are. So, enjoy this video. Oh, just seeing this opening scene makes me so nostalgic. Here we go. I cannot wait to play as Sora and start mowing down some heartless... Who's that? You know, Roxas from Kingdom Hearts 1. I had so much fun playing as Roxas in Kingdom Hearts 1. This is one of my biggest gripes in this game. We get a nice opening sequence summarizing KH1 and Chain of Memories. Then we get to Sora's memories slowly reassembling. And poof.
Another dream about him.
Not Sora. It's like when your mom wakes up in the morning and says, "Hey kiddo, wake up, we're gonna go get breakfast." Then instead she just takes you to the doctor for shots. No one wants that. I was promised breakfast at IHOP. This Roxas segment acts as a prologue and doubles as a tutorial. Even though I'm not a huge fan of this segment, I do appreciate some of the fine details. For instance, when we dive into Roxas' heart, the command menu switches back to the KH1 style menu. Oddly enough, you can actually pick the abilities you learn through the game as Roxas. Unfortunately, the part where you determine how quickly you level has been removed, which sucks because I really like that part. We are also introduced to the main world in this game, Twilight Town, which is, yeah, okay, I guess. I can already hear the Twilight Town trio fans, but Twilight is the best! Okay, look, remember, this game was released in the US in 2006. Days wasn't released until 2009. I'm looking at this game on its own as a sequel to KH1. Also remember the fact Roxas is barely mentioned in Chain of Memories. He's referred to as like memories from real life or something like that when Vexen talks to him about Twilight Town.
Our hearts. Cut the riddles! I told you. This place was created solely from another side of your memory. It is on the other side of your heart that the memory of this place exists. It is your heart that remembers.
What I will say very quickly is the build up to the Axel fight really sucks. As in all the really long days up until day 7. Granted, without playing Days, we know very little about Roxas and Axel's relationship, but that opening boss fight when you hear the 13 struggle for the first time, as well as the dual Keyblades, really pumps me up, and proceeds to set the tone for the rest of the game.
So flattered! But you're too late!
Does it? Okay, we've dived into the heart, hunted the 7 wondrous bugs in the fake Twilight Town, dealt with Cypher and his gang, you know, and beat Axel in the mansion so Sora can wake up. Cool. After that really long prologue starring characters we're unfamiliar with, we finally get to play as Sora in his sequel game. Keep in mind, it's been a year since Sora defeated Ansem the Seeker of Darkness, so Sora's KH1 clothes fit awfully small on him. The real kids of Twilight Town direct you to the station to see Mickey, who we actually get a glimpse of, but quickly tells us to get aboard the train. After that, we make it to Yen Sid's tower, who then instructs us on the foes we will be facing, including Heartless, Nobodies, and their leaders, Organization 7. We also get the new clothes, as well as dry forms, the first one being Valor Form, my favorite throughout the game. I guess you could say dry forms really steer this game in the right direction. Am I right? Dry forms are by far this game's best mechanic. Whenever you activate a dry form, it will either consume Donald, Goofy, or both party members to power up Sora. Going into a dry form will also give Sora max HP and MP. The first 2 forms you get are Valor and Wisdom. You can also level up dry forms for Sora's growth abilities, like High Jump, Quick Run, Aerial Dodge, and Glide. Valor Form consumes Goofy and allows Sora devastating two-handed Keyblade combos. Using this form cuts off magic use entirely, as well as faster movement speed and the high jump growth ability. It is best to farm this in Timeless River near where you would for Wisdom form. You get 1 XP point in this form for every time you land a hit. Wisdom form consumes Donald and allows Sora to shoot projectile magic, while also boosting the spells used in this form. It also enables Dodge Roll's replacement, Quick Run. You gain 1 EXP point for every Heartless defeat in this form. The best place to level this form is in Timeless River. Whenever you go through a door to the Cornerstone of Light while in a drive form, your drive gauge will be maxed out upon arrival. So you go into one of the rooms, Mickey's house is the best option for this, clear out the Heartless and rinse and repeat. The other 3 rooms can be used for Valor form. I'll go into the other forms as they become relevant in progress to the story. After we are introduced to Yen, Sid, and Pete, the player can now start his or her journey and begin exploring the worlds. Another big letdown, in my opinion, is every world in this game. A cool thing you got to do in the first game was explore the worlds. The first game wasn't very good at explaining where to go. For instance, in Atlantica, after Ursula takes the trident, you have to remember there's a switch behind the rock at the sunken ship, and that Sebastian is now in your party to trigger it. 1.5 made it a bit easier to see, but the game made up for that by allowing you to go around the world at your leisure. The solution, you ask? Throwing the player in a straight line through the worlds. The game straight up blocks you when you try going different places from where the game wants you to go. Not only does it block your path, it's a bland one at that, as most of the pathways in KH2 are extremely open and littered with chests to open. The first game had tons of places to climb and explore and come back when you had high jump, glide, and trinities. Those abilities are just for convenience and dodging and fights in Kingdom Hearts 2. Not only that, but the stories are straight up ripped from the movies they're based off. Remember in KH1 how you would go through Deep Jungle and see the no heart, no see friends cutscene?
Got it? Ha means heart. Friends in our hearts.
Heart.
Oh. So that's what it meant.
Friends. Same heart. Clayton. Lose heart. No heart. No see friends. No heart. No friends.
Which was foreshadowing Rika's descent to darkness. KH1 very much stuck to its guns in terms of theme. Almost every world, if not every world, is somehow related to Sora and his journey. Mostly cases of darkness and hearts, but still, it's stuck. You remembered it because it wasn't exactly like the movie was. It's like if I wanted to go see scenes from The Lion King, I'd go watch The Lion King! The Pride Lands was a world consumed by darkness in the first game, which is why Simba was a summon gem, right? So, in KH2, why couldn't we help banish darkness from the Pride Lands or something? I mean, it was just nice seeing the Kingdom Hearts themes be reflected in the worlds played through. I'm not going to go into detail on every world because it would basically be summarized in each of the movie's plots. I will quickly mention Space Paranoids, however. Space Paranoids is a pretty cool level because of the KH spin on the world. This isn't the actual OS from NCOM. It's a copy Ansem, or Terranort, made and controls Radiant Garden's defense system. You also get Maelstrom before heading into this world, or world within a world, worldception, much like Timeless River and the 100 Acre Wood. Maelstrom takes up both party members while Sora wields 1 Keyblade physically and 1 magically. It brings balance between both fighting forms. This form grants Sora the aerial dodge ability, kind of like a little double jump kind of thing. The best place to level this is in the Land of Dragons, as all the fireworks drop drive orbs. And respawn as well. For every small drive orb picked up in form, it grants 1 XP. For the large ones, it gives 3. If you head to any save point and go into the world map while in drive form, upon landing and picking a save point, you have a full drive gauge again. The village in the Land of Dragons is a great spot for this. After you complete the Disney half of each world, Twilight Town opens up again for a brief showdown against nobodies. Then we're sent back to Hollow Bastion, soon to be Radiant Garden, for the Battle of 1,000 Heartless. From here on out, now that every world's problems have been solved, the plot is now focused on the organization, kind of. During this visit to Hollow Bastion, you actually get to fight him and destroy him for good. After this, and the Battle of 1,000 Heartless, Saïx reveals the organization's intentions to use hearts released by the Keyblade to create their own artificial Kingdom Hearts.
Darkness, masterless and free, until they weave together to make Kingdom Hearts. And when that time comes, we can truly, finally exist.
Maleficent, of all people, helps you escape, and we now have to visit every world again to do a thing. Now, this thing could be defeating a large heartless / machine type thing to fighting another member of the organization. Let me start by saying I really enjoyed this part of the game. It was paced better and most of the fights were really challenging and fun. Second on the organization hit list is Xaldin. I cracked a joke or two about him being an airbender on stream. With Xaldin, the simplest way to beat him is by dodging until you can get a lot of learn reaction commands and just wreck him with his own ability. Using the ability opens him up to attacks, which is why I think I enjoyed it so much. There are many times in this game where if you do not hit a reaction command, the game punishes you by getting stuck in a combo. It's weird transitioning from a system that rewards learning how to time your guards, which you still can do, it's just a lot more difficult, to how to spam triangle. Seriously, if you know a QTE is about to happen, you can just spam triangle and you don't get punished for it. In Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, it also uses QTEs, but it uses them in a way that's meaningful to the gameplay. Metal Gear Rising is also a hack and slash RPG, and you use QTEs to finish off enemies in a stylish fashion. You don't really get too much of that in KH2. It's also worth mentioning in Metal Gear Rising that when you defeat an enemy, it refills your health and your Zanthasuken bar. If you revisit the worlds, the game starts hinting that Riku is well and helping you out in some way.
This young man came to warn me of that day.
You also witness Xigbar and Luxord meddling in the world's affairs, although you don't actually get to fight them. So, every world has been cleared again, you've mastered all, if not most of your drive forms to their current max level. What am I forgetting? Oh, Atlantica. That's the world in this game. In KH1, Atlantica was a place where you didn't have legs, so it cut down your combos and abilities. Any world in KH that does that is definitely not one of the best. Pride Lands did a better job because it gave you a few more abilities to make up for the fact you lost a bunch of them while in that world. And now for a quick commercial break. Have you or a loved one ever wanted to hear Sora sing songs about friendship and life under the sea with Ariel, Donald, and Goofy to nonsense QuickTime events? Well, now you can! Introducing Songs with Sora Volume 1, Under the Sea. Enjoy a variety of delightful tunes that go through the plot of The Little Mermaid, including Swim This Way, Under the Sea,
It's better down where it's wetter, take it from me.
Ursula's Revenge,
Oopsies, hasten to my side right now. Mommy needs you, crush her stupid fool.
and A New Day is Dawning. Order now and you'll receive the bonus song, Part of Your World. If you complete the set, we'll send you a free gift, an Orichalcum Plus you need to forge the ultimate weapon, the most powerful weapon in the universe. Place your order now at SoraSingSongs.com. That's SoraSingSongs.com. Order now. Before getting into the game's finale, yet again the pages of the Winnie the Pooh book have been scattered across the worlds. A lot of the minigames here are pretty fun actually. I especially enjoyed the Windy Day game this time around. The newer game engine definitely helps. The minigame I enjoyed the least, however, was the escort one. Basically, Pooh gets lost in a cave and you have to make sure everyone doesn't get scared while looking for him. Assuredly, at least once, the entire group panics and you have to calm everyone down and group up again. Ugh. And if you want the ultimate weapon, you're going to also have to do this section as well. Now, on to the finale. We now head back to Twilight Town to figure out how to get to the organization's head of operations. To do so, we have to use Anthem's machine in the old mansion because Pence thinks that there's 2 copies of his world for some reason, I guess? They're doubles, and you automatically assume there's a second Twilight Town, and you also automatically assume that they're coming out of this mansion. No, don't care. We find the portal Axel used to leave the fake town when he faced Roxas. Sora and company then use it to get to the realm of nothingness. Sora then gets attacked, and none other than Axel himself shows up to help us. You fight with Axel, then see him use his ultimate attack and destroy himself. He also mentions where to find Kairi, right before he dies.
Whoa! You're fading away.
I wanted to see Roxas. He was the only one I liked. He made me feel like I had a heart. It's kind of funny. You make me feel the same. Kairi's in the castle dungeon. Now go!
Axel.
Bond of Flame is awesome. Also, he was like, God, such friendship. Jeez. Also, by the way, when you get to the castle, it's down the hallway to the left. She's right in the dungeon. I love that. Yeah, that lightened up the scene a little bit. Anyway, Sora begins making his way through the world that never was. When you reach Memory Skyscraper, Sora and Roxas duel, and Sora wins. That enables Final Form to be unlocked at any point randomly. It happened! Oh. It also gives Sora Glide. For every nobody defeated in this farm, 1 XP is gained. The best place to do this is after the Xigbar fight because exploits! Mission accomplished! Flynn's RNG has gifted us with Final Form. Once you hit the castle, a whole matter of stuff just explodes and happens. Naminé gets Kairi and Pluto out of the dungeon, Mickey finds Ansem the Wise, Riku finds Kairi after she gets out. Now, while going through this castle, the second room you go through is going to be an elevator. If you step into the next room with a save point and a shop while in the drive form, you will be granted a full drive gauge. Guess what this is good for? Final Form farming! The first Final Form transformation is random and also takes up both party members and signifies Sora's completion. In this form, Sora wields both Keyblades magically, unleashing ultimate combos while enhancing magic. Now, after you get Final Form, it's time for the Xigbar boss fight. He actually mentions the previous wielders from BBS briefly in this opening cutscene.
Have you been a good boy?
Show yourself!
Oh, it sounds like you haven't. Sora! Roxas! You've really put Organization 13 in a pickle. I guess that must be why the Keyblade chose you. But man, did it pick a dud this time. You don't look like you're half the hero the others were.
Are you done rambling?
Rambling? As if. All I'm trying to tell you, traitor, is that your time is up.
Of course, we have no idea who he's talking about because BBS wasn't out yet. It's also worth mentioning that both Saïx and Xigbar already have Xehanort eyes and ears. Also, for some reason, Riku magically got another Keyblade from somewhere. He just hands it to Kairi and is like, here, take it, I guess, I don't want it. Which is weird because we don't even know how he got his current Keyblade. Seriously, if you go throughout the comm, he uses Soul Eater, and in Days, he uses the Power of Darkness. Even in this game, he still uses Soul Eater. Alright, so this is the last part of the game. It's fight after fight after fight. You gotta face off with Xigbar, you gotta face off with Luxord, Saïx, and Xemnas himself. Again, the fights are really enjoyable, although a bit easy for me because of all the Final Form grinding I did. This is where the game gets pretty weird. You defeat Xemnas, who then somehow patches up his fake Kingdom Hearts. You go in after him, you break his castle thing, then fight him while he controls all the organization weapons, which is really cool. Because they're like, no man, you do. I'm not gonna touch that at all, man. Jeez, relax. Then you win and everything's okay. Not. Somehow after beating the Dragon Castle thing, it turns out it can fly and you have to break every major part of it to stop flying. I guess this was Xemnas' engine of destruction. In one, you had the cool Darkness Mobile, and breaking every part of it made the whole thing just explode. This one is kind of pours out and it's like, well, you beat me, I guess. I don't know. You then have another fight with Xemnas, except without the other weapons. Then, you have the final showdown with him. This fight was still pretty difficult. You really have to be good at dodging, casting Reflect, and saving Sora as Riku. I really dislike how they throw mini objectives in these boss fights, which if failed, lose the fight. It's like, why not just make something else happen that affects the fight? Why not we start all over again? Anyway, you beat him, bound to restore the worlds, and Riku and Sora get stuck in the realm of darkness, and then get teleported back to the Destiny Islands thanks to Kairi's letter. Overall, Kingdom Hearts 2 is best at its boss fights and drive forms. I really enjoyed the second half of the game. It will definitely be worth replaying in Final Mix for the Limit form, which uses KH1 Sora's outfit style, gives the dodge roll growth ability, and uses abilities like Sonic, Strike Raid, Ragnarok, and Ars Arcanum. It will also be worth replaying for the Organization Data Fights, which allows you to refight all the Organization members. Not to mention the secret boss fight, Lingering Will, which is basically Terra's armor. This is my first attempt at a video like this. I hope you found it informational and funny. If it does well, I'll be sure to make more like it. Thank you for watching, and I will hopefully see you all next time.